Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we are watching Hit the Second Case. This is part 2, so if you haven't watched part 1, then I'm going to put that link in the description of this video. Also, you know what? I'll probably put Hit the First Case in here too, in case you're interested in watching that, because we did watch Hit the First Case. And thank you so much for joining us back here. And as a reminder, if you are interested in a watch along where you can sync up your own copy with us, then you can go over to our Patreon page by clicking the link in the description of this video where you can find that and a whole bunch of other stuff. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, sharing, a like button, slap chayandi. I mean, what do you tell? Do you come out with the evidence?
Yeah. Yeah, but...
Yeah, so, I mean, everyone seems to think the police did an encounter in the jail.
Right.
Don't ask me. Didn't translate. Was it, maybe like a note that he left? Maybe it was in his pocket or something?
Yeah. Someone's gonna be in his car.
Oh, that's dirty. Someone's playing with him now. Classic serial killer move.
Hello? Kumar,
Yeah, everyone becomes possible victim.
Yeah, but I think it's too on the nose. I'm thinking maybe it's diversion.
Yeah. Well, so again, someone's playing game. Yeah, I just opened the door very casually.
Late, sir.
The bedroom, her bedroom. Something's gonna be amiss in her bedroom.
I think it's still diversion.
రజిత థ్రెట్ ఉంది. కుమార్ సంజన ఇంకా మిగిలిన ముగ్గురు అమ్మాయిలు చంపింది. ఇంకెవరో ఇప్పుడు రజితను టార్గెట్ చేస్తున్నారు.
రజితను టార్గెట్ చేయటం ఏంటి సార్? తిని ఏం చేసి?
Do you have a cat? An animal? A mouse?
Really?
అక్కడ ఎవరు లేరు. రజిత నువ్వు ఒకదానివి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళకు.
తను ఏమైనా చేయాలంటే ముందు నన్ను ఏదో ఒకటి చేయాలి సార్, నేను చూసుకుంటాను.
I don't know if I'd just leave them. I'd say, let's go somewhere else for a couple of nights. Another note. Yeah, see, someone's playing him.
Yeah, that's what I thought, is to get him out of the way.
Yeah.
Girl, with everything on the news, like...
Yeah.
Didn't look like a shop at first. Oh, he went to the... Does he not know that she...
No.
Oh, no, it is her boutique. Okay. Didn't really check that too much.
Because you don't know how much danger you were in. And of course, he's running over everything in his mind on what's gone on here and what's going on.
Dude, oh man, this is another level.
Generally, these criminals are very dumb. కోడి బోరు 5 నిమిషాలు చాలు వెళ్ళి పట్టుకోవడం.
Right.
Okay, so it's throwing it back in his face.
Yeah.
I would like tie her to my waist for like the next months. Yeah, and how does this dog... Wait, what?
Which maybe tells me that
It's someone he knows?
it's someone he knows. And, you know, he's been so mean to that one gal.
That's a very nice place,
Yeah,
though.
he does have a really nice place.
Max on guard.
నాకెందుకు సెక్యూరిటీ?
హై ప్రొఫైల్ కేసు తీసుకున్నారు. ఫార్మాలిటీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, రూల్స్ అంతా.
That's a good way to explain it off.
రాఘవుడు ఎలాగో చచ్చాడు. వాళ్ళ పేరెంట్స్ కి కోర్టులో డిఫెండ్ చేసే కెపాసిటీ లేదు. మిగిలిన 3 డెడ్ బాడీ పార్ట్స్ ని
So you're gonna let his parents believe it was him?
సార్ మీకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు సార్. వాడు నా గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్ ని థ్రెటన్ చేశాడు సార్. ఇంటి దాకా వచ్చాడు సార్ వాడు.
ఇచ్చాగా. ఇద్దరు కానిస్టేబుల్స్ ని సెక్యూరిటీగా ఇచ్చాగా. పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లో మాత్రం థ్రెట్స్ ఉంటాయి. సట్ కేటగిరీ ఫోర్స్ ఇవ్వాలి నీ గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్ కి. వాట్ ఆర్ యు టాకింగ్?
Oh, he is. I do not like this guy. He is.
Probably be really easy to bribe.
రాఘవుడు నిరికించారని అనుకుందాం. మరి ఆ పళ్ళ మార్క్స్
క్రైమ్ చేసిన వాడికి రాఘవుడికి ఒక ఎక్స్ట్రా పన్ను ఉందన్న విషయం తెలుసు. కావాలని ఏదైనా షార్ప్ ఐటమ్ తో ఎక్స్ట్రా పంటి మార్క్ పెట్టుండొచ్చు. క్రైమ్ చేసిన వాడికి కూడా ఒక ఎక్స్ట్రా పన్ను ఉండొచ్చు. అందుకే రాఘవుని టార్గెట్ చేశాడేమో.
I can't believe they didn't check his mouth mold versus the bite.
వర్ష రాఘవుడు ఈమెయిల్ ఏమైంది?
ఎవరో ఇంటర్నెట్ క్యాఫే నుంచి పంపించారు, కానీ వాళ్ళ దగ్గర కస్టమర్ డీటెయిల్స్ కానీ సీసీటీవీ ఫుటేజ్ కానీ ఏమీ లేవు.
A bouncer would know more, maybe. with
Bouncer would
faces.
know who the regulars and and they want to learn faces so that they can get them in quickly.
పబ్ హాపింగ్.
What?
ఒక పబ్లో కస్టమర్ ఇంకో పబ్కి వెళ్ళడం. We missed it for sure.
Yeah, like a pub crawl.
భయ్యా స్టాంప్
స్టాంప్ ఏంటి?
స్టాంప్ లేదా ఓకే రండి.
Oh, it's invisible.
Lots of clubs use those.
ఈ డేట్ వేస్తారా?
ఎంట్రీ ఫీజు ఉంటుంది కదా, రోజు మేము డేట్ మారుస్తాం.
So they'll know the date.
And actually,
Very
I'm
smart.
surprised they didn't look on the arms bodies with all sorts of different color lights and wavelengths to see all sorts of stuff. So I'm surprised the forensics people didn't find that.
There it is. Yeah.
June 16th.
సార్ ఒకసారి ఫైల్ చూడండి. 16 జూన్ రోజు క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ అండ్ డెబిట్ కార్డ్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఎగ్జామిన్ చేస్తే ఆ అమ్మాయి కానీ తనతో వచ్చిన ఫ్రెండ్స్ కానీ ఒక్క ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ చేస్తున్నా చాలు ఆ అమ్మాయి ఐడెంటిటీని ఈజీగా ట్రాక్ చేయొచ్చు.
నైస్.
First compliment for
Yeah.
her, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe he's coming around. Oh, dude, he's not going to get any
Yeah,
sleep.
well,
And that's going to affect him start hallucinating.
well, you saw how upset he was about the one case that he hadn't solved.
ఇందాక నీ ప్రెస్ మీట్ వీడియో చూసా. నువ్వు ఇన్వెస్టిగేట్ చేస్తున్న కేసులో తాన్యా అనే అమ్మాయి మర్డర్ అయిందా?
ఏ?
ఈ అమ్మాయి నాకు తెలుసు కేటి.
Oh.
జెండర్ ఈక్వాలిటీ సెమినార్స్ కి వచ్చేది తను. ఇక్కడ వెల్ఫేర్
I started to say there was probably going to be some tie to that.
To the guy in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, is he the killer from the start?
మీరు ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని రోజులుగా పనిచేస్తున్నారు?
3 months.
మీకు ముందు?
పూజ అని నాకన్నా ముందు ప్రెసిడెంట్ గా వర్క్ చేసిన ఆవిడ హైదరాబాద్ వెళ్ళిపోయారు. ఆవిడ వెళ్ళిపోయిన కొన్ని రోజులకి కనిపించకుండా పోయిందని విన్నాను.
Oh, there you go.
హైదరాబాద్ లో ఆవిడ డెడ్ బాడీని కూడా తవ్వి తీశారంట.
So a body that was already dead? I mean...
ఒకసారి మీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ మెంబర్స్ అందరిని పిలిపించి పూజ గారితో ఎవరైనా క్లోజ్ గా ఉండుంటే వాళ్ళని పిలవండి.
అంటే హౌస్ కీపింగ్ దుర్గా అమ్మ అని ఒక ఆవిడ ఉన్నారు. పూజ ఇంట్లో ఆవిడ పనికి కూడా వెళ్ళేది. ఈ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన దగ్గర నుంచి ఆవిడ ఇక్కడ వర్క్ చేస్తుంది.
They're working fast, and fortunately he's got good team that's pulling stuff up.
నువ్వు అడిగిన వైజాగ్ ఉమెన్స్ వెల్ఫేర్ అసోసియేషన్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ పూజ తన డెడ్ బాడీని హైదరాబాద్ సిటీ అవుట్స్కర్ట్స్లో 4 months బ్యాక్ తవ్వి బయట అండ్ ఈ కేసు హ్యాండిల్ చేసింది విక్రమ్ రుద్రరాజు.
Oh, the one from the start of the movie.
ఇలాగే మిగిలిన ఉమెన్స్ వెల్ఫేర్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ నుంచి 2 అమ్మాయిలు రీసెంట్ గా మిస్ అయి ఉన్నారు.
ధాన్య, సంజన, పూజ అందరూ మహిళా సంఘం మెంబర్స్. ఉమెన్స్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ టార్గెట్ చేస్తాడు బాస్టర్డ్.
ఇంతమంది అమ్మాయిలు మహిళా సంఘాల నుంచి మిస్
It's making that guy from the start look super guilty.
ఇక్కడ పనిచేసిన పాత ప్రెసిడెంట్ చనిపోక ముందు ఆవిడకి ఎవరితోనూ గొడవలు అయ్యా?
నాకు గుర్తులేదయ్యా, చాలా సంవత్సరాలు అయిపోయింది కదా, జ్ఞాపకం రావటం లేదయ్యా.
Was she the wife of the guy at the start?
Maybe. Was she married? Did she have a boyfriend?
ఓ, పూజా గారి గురించి అడుగుతున్నారా? నేను ఇంకా ఝాన్సీ అమ్మగారేమో అనుకుంటున్నాను.
Hey, how many people died here? Maybe that's the case he didn't solve?
ఇక్కడ 15 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఝాన్సీ అమ్మగారు ప్రెసిడెంట్ గా ఉండేవారు కదయ్యా. చాలా మంచి ఆవిడ. పోకుండా ఎవరో ఒక రోజు చంపేశారయ్యా.
15 years, did she say?
మీరు చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి. కొన్ని రోజులు ఆఫీస్ షట్ డౌన్ చేసేయండి. మీ మెంబర్స్ అందరినీ జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండమని చెప్పండి. మెసేజెస్ పంపండి.
ఓకే సార్. వాట్స్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ కేడి?
వాడు ఎవడో కానీ వాళ్ళ నైట్ కి తిరుగుతాడు నాకు.
నువ్వు సేఫ్ గానే ఉంటావా?
ఆఫ్ కోర్స్.
But will she be safe?
Yeah. Going through old files and you'd think they'd have a little bit of digital stuff going on that they could cross-reference a little faster, but
That already looks haunted. Nope, no thank you. I'm out of there.
there's some serious spider webs. 5'10".
Jansi,
What?
Yeah, kids. You know how like
Oh,
you mark the kids on the wall?
నాన్న,
Mm-hmm.
పిల్లోడు.
So maybe the son
అమ్మ.
is upset.
And a treehouse. Yeah, the son is upset. Maybe the son grew up to be.
Ah, there's the treehouse.
So this is the old house of the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so the son basically is wreaking revenge on the
Blames
all the women because of what his mom did.
Alert someone.
Yeah.
Man, where's Max?
మేడం ఫైల్ మేడం ఏంటిది?
ఝాన్సీ ఆటోప్సీ రిపోర్ట్ తెప్పించాను. She was brutally murdered.
Oh, I mean... Oh, well, now Max is... There you go, Max. But I don't think he's a police dog. He's kind of a personal dog, so he's not, like, trained like that.
Yeah, but...
So...
Max, come back, Max.
Oh... Whoever this kid is, he's a, quite the sneaky,
stealthy
little
one,
assassin.
yeah.
సూపర్ ఆఫీసర్స్ రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు కేడి. కొంచెం టైం పట్టేలా ఉంది.
అయితే ఇక్కడ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ అని వెతకాలి వర్ష. శ్రద్ధాంజలి ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు వేసాడో మనకు తెలియాలి. నాకు వాడి పేరు కావాలి.
Special library access after hours.
I mean, they'd know the kid's name, though.
You would think.
So
You would think.
wouldn't he be in a database that they could track him
You
down?
would think. Who's this?
మేడం నేను పూజ వాళ్ళ హస్బెండ్ హరిని.
Oh.
నేను వద్దన్నా కేసు పర్సూ చేసావు కదా, యు ఫైర్డ్. రాఘవుడ్ ఎన్కౌంటర్ మ్యాటర్ ప్రెస్కి లీక్ చేసిన. రాఘవుడ్ ఎన్కౌంటర్ మ్యాటర్ నువ్వే లీక్ చేసావని తెలిసి నీ గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్కి ఇచ్చిన సెక్యూరిటీని తీసేశారు. థాట్ యూ షుడ్ నో దిస్.
Oh, man, I do not like that guy.
Yeah. Because he's
terrible.
only looking out for himself and not... And she has this bad habit.
He should have got her to disable that on her phone, like, permanently. At least until the case is solved.
At least get her an Apple Watch or a watch that rings
Oh,
when
true.
her...
Like, vibrates or
Yeah,
something?
you know, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to...
But it's kind of out of character, though, to go after her.
Why? Because she's empowering those women. She's
Yeah,
part of
but
that
it's not-
organization.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's that same drawing style. I don't need to be able to read it.
Bird brain, I think. Because that's kind of what he told the media, right? That the criminals are dumb, they can't get away with it.
ఆర్యన్ తీసుకెళ్ళిపో.
కేడి ఇప్పుడు ఎమోషనల్ అవ్వకు. నువ్వు ఎమోషనల్ అయితే ఆర్యాని ఎవరు సేవ్ చేస్తారు?
Yeah, time is kind of the essence if you go quick.
వీడి పేరేంటో మనకు తెలియాలి.
Well, if you contact the news media, they should have records for who paid for those
Right,
slots,
you would
right?
think. Oh, well, look who did the art for the dental camp.
Didn't I say it was a frickin' dentist who could take mouth molds?
Yeah.
I think it's playing out.
Yeah.
శ్రద్ధాంజలి యాడ్ పడ్డ ప్రతిసారి ఈ డెంటల్ క్యాంప్ యాడ్ ఉంది. కాన్ బి ఎ కోఇన్సిడెన్స్.
That's the only way he'd be able to frame somebody that didn't actually do it with the bite marks, right?
సంజన బ్రేసెస్ వేసుకుందా?
లేదు.
సరిగ్గా చూడు. ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్ బ్రేసెస్. పళ్ళ క్లిప్స్ సరిగ్గా చూస్తే కానీ తెలియదు. హిస్ ఎ డెంటిస్ట్ వర్షన్.
It's a perfect cover.
అంటే మహిళా సంఘంలో వర్క్ చేస్తున్న అమ్మాయిలందరినీ డెంటిస్ట్ టార్గెట్ చేస్తున్నాడా?
అందుకే ఆర్యన్ టార్గెట్ చేశాడు.
ఈ యాడ్ లో డెంటల్ క్యాంప్ ఆర్గనైజ్ చేసిన లొకేషన్ ఉంది కానీ డెంటల్ క్లినిక్ పేరు అడ్రస్ లేదు కేడి.
He's got a file for business though, too, right?
వాడు రస్తా టార్గెట్ చేశాడు. తన డెంటిస్ట్ ఎవరో కనుక్కో.
కేడి ఆన్సర్ చేయట్లేదు.
నువ్వు అర్జెంట్గా రస్తా ఇంటికి వెళ్ళు. అడ్రస్ కనుక్కో నాకు కాల్ చేయి.
ఓకే.
She wouldn't have left it in the car.
Maybe if it's her travel diary.
It's her gas mileage.
Wow, he's terrible service.
Man, he needs a different provider.
Dude, wow, I thought my service was bad, but that is horrible. Dang, son.
At least at some places you actually get data and you may not get voice, but okay.
And
He broke in like she did.
you're right with those precision cuts too, that maybe like medical training
Yeah.
or something.
At least having super sharp scalpels and so forth that could do it. Got the right place, dude. Stop being so focused, dude. You need to really be careful because he knows that you're going to be looking for him.
ఆర్య
there's a seam there.
పూజ వాళ్ళ హస్బెండ్ని పిలిపించమని చెప్పారు కదా, అందుకే ఇక్కడికి రమ్మన్నాను.
Oh. Oh, that's creepy. Like a spy hole? Like a peephole? Wait. Oh.
Oh, about time.
Gross. I didn't put that in your office wall.
Each one is a.
It's a souvenir of each one. He makes a painting
It's his storage locker / trophy room.
It's his trophy room.
That's,
it's his trophy
that's
room.
gross, man.
Please don't find something of your girlfriend there.
It's him.
Yeah, well. Oh, he is very sneaky, so that sneak attack was, yeah.
చెప్పు అభిలాష్.
వర్ష ఇట్స్ కుమార్.
What?
వర్ష మనం వెతుకుతుంది రచిత బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్ కుమార్ని. నేను కేడికి కాల్ చేశాను. వాడెక్కడ?
Oh, dude, that must smell really bad there too. Oh,
You
God.
would think.
కుమార్ హరి ఎక్కడ హరి ఎక్కడుందో చెప్పు కుమార్ లీవ్ హరి అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ప్లీజ్.
Whoa, dude, this guy's super messed up.
హరి ఎక్కడ
నువ్వే లెట్స్ కీపర్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అన్నావు, మళ్ళీ నువ్వే ఆర్య అక్కడని అడిగితే
హరి ఎక్కడ కొడుకా
ఇంకొకసారి నువ్వు నన్ను ఆ మాట అన్నా, ఆర్య అక్కడ ఉందని అడిగినా వెంటనే చంపేస్తాం. గుడ్.
Well, that means she's still alive.
Yep, there's the prosthetic.
It's like a calling card of his, I guess.
మరి మా కోడి బుర్రలు కదా, నువ్వే చెప్పిన ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ యూస్ చేసి.
మహిళా సంఘంలో ఆడవాళ్ళని ఎందుకు చంపావు కుమార్?
Oh, this is cruel.
Again, he's a psychotic killer, and he thinks that this is all pretty normal, and it gives him power.
Justifying it in his head too.
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడేమైందిరా కాన్ఫిడెన్స్?
యు కెన్ బి ఓకే ప్రామిస్.
వాడు అబద్ధం చెప్తున్నాడు. ఇవాళ మీరు ఇద్దరికి నుంచి బయటికి వెళ్ళరు. ఏంట్రా కడుపులో బిడ్డను చంపేంత ఎదవను కాదు.
I wouldn't put it past him.
నువ్వు నన్ను ఎంత ఇరిటేట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేసినా ఎక్కడో నువ్వు నాకు ఇచ్చిన అటెన్షన్ నచ్చిందిరా కేడి. కానీ నువ్వు నా ట్రీ హౌస్ని టచ్ చేసావు చూడు, బాగా హట్ అయ్యి. అది నా గుడిరా.
I see. You like defiled his temple. Oh my God.
Wow.
Wait, those cuts did not look like they came from a chainsaw.
Yeah, and
ఇప్పుడు నీ బ్లడ్లో ఒకలాంటి స్మెల్ వస్తూ ఉంటుందిరా. ఇట్స్ ఇంటాక్సికేటింగ్. ఈసారి నీ తల చెప్పండి, ఎవరితో మొదలు పెడదాం?
మీ అమ్మని ఎందుకు చంపావు కుమార్?
You know, he definitely got his mother's genes.
నాకు తెలియదు అనుకున్నావద్రా. మీ అమ్మ మీద కోపం, మీ నాన్న చెప్పిన తర్వాత ఇల్లు వదిలి వెళ్ళిపోయావు. మీ అమ్మ మెట్టిని బయట మీ నాన్న ఫుడ్కి బొట్టులా పెట్టా కుదరా సైకో నా కొడుక.
ఒక 12 ఏళ్ళ అబ్బాయి, వాడందరికంటే ఇష్టపడే వాళ్ళ నాన్న, వీళ్ళిద్దరి జీవితాలని తన సుఖం కోసం నాశనం చేసిన ఒక ఆడది.
And he has a boy with him too. Like, how do you do that knowing you have a son?
దాని వెనుకుంటే ముందుకు నడిపించిన ఈ ఆడవాళ్ళందరూ వీళ్ళు సైకోలు కాదా? ఏం చేయాలి వీళ్ళందరినీ?
Definitely mess up a kid. Yep.
కుమార్ హరి ఎప్పటికి ఎప్పుడు చెడు చేయలేదురా. తను ఇప్పుడు అందరూ బాగుండాలి అనుకుంది. అయినా మీ అమ్మ మహిళా సంఘంలో పనిచేసిందని మహిళా సంఘంలో అమ్మాయిలందరినీ చంపేయడం ఏంట్రా? What the fuck kind of logic is that?
Preach.
it's not logic.
నువ్వు ఇలాంటి తెలుసుంటే నేను చంపి మీ నాన్న చచ్చి ఉండేవాడురా.
Oh, yeah, that was a
pretty striking.
call him right out, yeah. For sure, and probably right.
కన్నకు ఒక క్లిక్ అయింది. నువ్వేమో ఇదంతా మీ నాన్న కోసం చేస్తున్నాను. మీ అమ్మాయి అటు అయిపోతున్నావు. నువ్వు నిజంగా మీ నాన్నకి పుట్టావని గ్యారంటీ ఏంటి?
Oh, that is, whoa, yeah, true. I mean, he doesn't really look like anything like his dad either.
No, yeah, like the little effect they're doing there.
It was a timing
thing,
artifact. Yeah.
That won't.
బయట రిసెప్షన్లో మీ నాన్న ఫోటో చూసా ఒక్క పోలిక కూడా లేదేంట్రా ఫోటోలు మీ నాన్నకి నీకు ఒక్క పోలిక ఒప్పేసుకుంటా
I mean, give him a mental break, I guess, like break down and give you a chance.
He's going to get the picture.
సరిగ్గా చూడు చూడు చూసావా నా మా నాన్నకలరా అసలు అంత మాట ఎలా అంటావు నువ్వు కుమార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ
Max
is
you
coming.
learned how to whistle?
He learned in an instant.
Oh, that's good timing. Good timing. Come on, Max.
Come on, Max.
No, he's okay. Oh, and he still has a thing in his like. Shot my dog. I'm gonna go John Wick on your ass.
Oh.
Okay, check to see if your dog's okay, man.
Oh,
he
the
is.
sounds. Oh man, he is.
He is not planning on bringing this guy in alive. Go check your dog, man.
I don't think he's gonna be able to.
Oh,
do
and
it.
his girlfriend too. Her wrist is still cut. Get some pressure on that.
Yeah. Even just holding her hand, just let her know you're there for her. She was pretty beat up too.
She knew about it?
Man. She's got to live with that the rest of her life.
She's okay.
డిసైడ్ అయిపోయావా అమ్మాయిని మ్యాక్స్ ఐడి మ్యాక్స్
Oh.
Yes! He's like, haha! Yeah, Max. Got that battle wounds, man. All the other street dogs are gonna be like looking, dang, he's tough. Don't mess with
He
Max.
got big cred.
తప్పు నాదే ఐఎమ్ సారీ చెప్తున్నాను కదా నేను డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ప్రాబ్లంలో పడుతుందని అలా చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది
Yeah, but dude, you have small colonies. Yeah, he
No
just walked away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do not deserve any respect.
Take care, sir.
యూ టూ
He's like, okay.
Just checking in, okay?
డెంటల్ క్లినిక్ ఎక్కడుందో నీకెలా తెలిసింది
యాక్చువల్లీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వచ్చిన కొత్తలో మీరు నన్ను సరిగ్గా వర్క్ చేయనివ్వట్లేదని మీ కార్ కింద జీపీఎస్ ట్రాకర్ పెట్టాను.
That's smooth. Nice. They got the and Max is their groomsman.
నీ ప్లేస్లో జాయిన్ అయిన కొత్త ఆఫీసర్ నేను చూడటానికి వస్తున్నాడు.
ఎవరు
Oh, that music. Let's go. So ready.
He always had style and flair.
ఎవరి గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నారు మీరు?
అర్జున్ సర్కార్, one of the most ruthless cops we have in our state.
Ruthless cop. Okay. Hey. Wait. Whoa.
Oh. Who's he got back there? They're breathing. I can see them breathing. They're still alive.
Yeah, he's just gonna take him when he.
100 మంది అమాయకులు చచ్చినా ఆ ఒక్క క్రిమినల్ తప్పించుకోవద్దంటాడు. సంకీ నా కొడుకు.
Okay, he's got a reputation.
Basically this guy.
But he never comes empty-handed.
Nope.
హాయ్ కేడి.
హాయ్.
సర్కార్
విన్నా
పెళ్ళన్నారు శ్రీమంతమా?
On the nose a little, man.
నువ్వు దాన్ని జాగ్రత్తగా చూసుకో. హెచ్ఐటిని నేను చూసుకుంటా.
That's what he's worried about, man.
ఇంకా హెచ్ఐటి నా దేవుడే కాపాడు.
Our natural star.
Yep.
And there it is, the tease for the third case.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. So, I mean, I like this one, but there was just, I feel like if they're going to do a real investigation, like it wasn't a random thing that it was the bite marks. Sure, it shows that there's the extra tooth, but you'd think that forensics would take a scan of his mouth and see if it matched or not, right?
Yeah.
And then if it does match, and then you're like, okay, well then if he wasn't there and he didn't do it, then how would his teeth marks get on a neck? There's only one explanation for that. And the explanation is there was a 3D model scan of his teeth.
Yeah.
It was like right there in the face,
Or
and then
it wasn't a 3D model. It could have maybe not been a 3D model of his. He could have just created the one. That
yeah,
he
I know,
wanted.
but at least get it tested
Exactly.
to see. And if it did
matched or not,
match,
yeah.
then they based everything on this extra tooth, right? That's what they're
based on the
basing, and then his
extra
sneaker and
sneakers,
that
which
sort of
I
stuff.
was
But
like-
it's hearsay, really, because you didn't see the sneakers on his feet, and so they could have been planted. They might not even been his sneakers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
And then the whole thing of something personal, I think made it really rough for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
it was a very graphic murder case. Like, it was super graphic.
And
maybe
he
that
should have
he's not used to
realized
them.
that. Okay, and maybe there was some way for him to, say, look, I'm going to tell you what the personal thing is, but it's going to get me off, but you gotta.
Oh, for the kid, with the girl.
Yeah, so you got to realize the awkwardness that comes up
but then
with
it
this.
becomes public though, because in court you have to use that and you have to testify in court, and then he'd also need a witness to testify, and then her name would be dragged into it. So if he was trying to do that, I mean, anyway, and we've seen in a lot of these movies where in culture and image and keeping one's honor is the utmost importance, and then some people will go to their grave to protect somebody that they're protecting their honor or image. So I'm not so like thrown off by that. Like I could see that because I've seen it a lot where people are so into protecting an image that is detrimental to them and themselves. But for me, I like so one thing that stood out about the first case, is that he was so on top of all the clues and seeing how they could rule out certain things, right? So when in the opening thing, when he was like going up to that apartment and he saw the supposed suicide video, and he's like, yeah, but who turned the video off?
Right.
It was a murder. Who turned the video off on the phone?
Yeah,
you know,
it would have
and
been
then,
just running.
And so those are the things that I think like are the small things that you can really put in. So maybe you could say because he wasn't used to a serial killer case that it was throwing him off because it was so graphic. But I mean, to me, the teeth thing, it was like, man, it's so obvious it's in the face. And then he's like, and that line that he's like, he's a dentist. He's been under our nose this whole time. I'm like, no, he's gonna be in front of your face. Like it's there.
Yeah.
Like why the teeth? The teeth thing was a clear calling card for me.
And they should have been asking everybody, what's your profession and all this other sort of thing as well, to see what other connections there were, what organizations are you.
Yeah, I mean, if they did research into the guy when they were talking to him, and then they were in the house and all that sort of stuff. I mean, yeah, if you ask questions like, "What is your profession?" and a dentist comes up, I mean, ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Well, at least later on, when you started looking at, interesting that there's a dentist involved, but also at the same time, it's terrible that she knew. She knew.
Yeah.
And she let it go.
Well, he was threatening her and stuff, and that could.
She couldn't have gotten away. She was by herself.
There's emotional abuse, and we see that a lot. So it's kind of
I
it is
guess,
believable, but she will have to live with that.
Yeah.
So that's
well, and
that's
talk
really
about
good.
honor. I mean, everyone's going to know she knew, and that's going to be rough for her.
Yeah, it's going to haunt her.
It's going to haunt her,
sure.
her family. So that's terrible.
But all of that aside, it was still a really like crazy ride because it had us like going here, going there, going here. At one point I was like, I'm pretty sure it's like his partner, like that he doesn't like because she's going to get back at him. Like, oh, you think you're so good? I'm going to do a murder right in front of your face. face. But then I was like, would that be too close to the first case? Because that's what, and then I kept telling myself, don't think that way because that was the answer to the first case.
Yeah.
I'm like, so this is maybe a little different, although it wasn't his partner was just hiding it.
Right.
But I mean, in this one, I mean, I was thinking it was his partner. I'm like, how crazy would that be that she was pulling all these strings, you know, like to show that, hey, you think I'm so bad at this job, but I put one over on you.
Yeah.
And then at one point I thought it was maybe his girlfriend. Yeah, because what was it that made me think that? I forgot, but then I was thinking that maybe she was the daughter of the guy and that maybe for some reason his dad or someone was a police that may have tried, like went and like was one of the cops that took his dad away or something. I don't know. Like so many things were going through my mind. So it was still a fun ride, even though like, you know, it was a bit like with the teeth thing. And I'm like, come on, you could have like investigated that a little bit more. But obviously I wasn't stuck on it because like I said it once and then I forgot about it for the rest of the time until the dentist thing came up. But as soon as they cleared the guy, you should have started thinking more like, okay, he was innocent. I'm going to be stuck on this. So moving away from that, the acting was really good.
Again, part of the thing is that the police want to wrap things up quickly.
That's true. He had pressure from the boss,
and they want to make it all neat. Just if this fits our narrative, our idea of what we think happens, great. Let's just sew it up and get it out there, and then you know we can look great and so forth. And I you know, the problem I think that's happened is TV in particular, dramas, the media has created this story that makes people believe, just common day people believe, that crimes can be solved so quickly. And it's like, you know,
they kind of did bring that up here.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? Yes, there are some that can be solved very, very quickly and very, very easily because, again, the criminal does something very dumb and it comes out pretty quickly. But a lot of times there are things that happen and so much has happened around it and it takes so long to detangle all those details and figure out and make sure you've got the right story and not just the story that you as the police want to believe. You got to look at all the evidence. You got to make sure that everything is happening and fitting together. And there's not, well, let's take out this piece of evidence. Does the story still hold up? It starts to fall apart really quickly, you know, and things like that.
That's why I like the first one so much, is because they really paid attention to all of that. Now, we have seen multiple movies making commentary on the public's mind and opinion and about these, what do they call them, encounters, right? These forced encounters. And you know, because it gets kind of crazy when they hear things on the news and basically they're condemned before they're found guilty before they even have a trial.
Right.
Like this guy, he didn't even, I mean, I guess he did have the trial, but he refused to answer, right? So we saw him on trial, but there was no real verdict yet.
Right.
And still the public already condemned him. And that's a sort of thing that we see a lot in these movies. And it's like, okay, is he guilty? Is he not guilty? Even if he is guilty, like, you know, like he still has things to say because they didn't know the other women. So killing him in an encounter would not get justice for all the other women, even if he was guilty. So there are still things that are due process. So I don't know, but it's really tough to say. It's kind of interesting, but I still like this movie for all that it gave, you know, whether there was like holes in it here or there. So as far as like being a mystery, it was kind of like, I don't know. I like one at the end where I'm like, oh my gosh, we should have seen that. There were so many clues along the way. Like again, in the first one, I mean, we knew that the evidence was tampered with.
Right.
We should have realized that his partner was the one tampering with it because he was the one collecting all the evidence. So it should have been like clear, but yet they kept you guessing. And so I loved the first one so much. And I just think that this one maybe didn't like get all the way up there with as much thorough thinking to like keep it really tight. Or maybe he's just not as good of an investigator as the first guy, Vikram. You know, because maybe that's what they're showing. They're like, hey, he's good, but he's not as good as Vikram. He still has flaws. So hey, maybe that's what they're doing. And then we'll see in the third case, like, you know, maybe he'll learn his lesson or something. I don't know. But
yeah. I gotta say, a lot of the visuals were, I mean, pretty graphic and gory.
Yeah, they were. I was feeling some Saw things, like when he was on that table, like, you know, the movie Saw in that whole series, like when he was like handcuffed to the table, and I'm like, oh man, I don't watch those kind of movies, dude. I'm so like not with the graphic like violence and stuff. I like, cut away with some sound effects. Sure, I'm there for that. Maybe like cut away and then show like a spray on the wall or something. Cool. But then when you start like showing all that, oh man, that is rough.
Yeah. So I got to say that the visuals and just they did a whole lot of point of view. I mean, where it was like kind of like I'm doing this from a point of view of here. The car angles and so forth were really interesting as they were rushing from place to place, which again, where the media is trying to make it sound like you can get from point A to point B in a matter of just a few minutes. And it's like going, sometimes this kind of stuff takes a day because you're going clear across town or half a state or a country or whatever. So lots of things like that, particularly when they're pulling all this information from all these other cities too about some of these girls. So, some of these women. So it was like, So I liked it. And I think the acting was fairly on point. Definitely you could really tell his anguish at various places. And I like the bit where he started at the end where he started throwing and did the whole psychotic thing. And even if it was a timing thing, I thought it was very interesting where the artifact that happened in the film. I thought, that's kind of interesting. They're kind of saying his brain is suddenly getting
all foggy and warped. No, it worked. It worked. Like narratively, it totally worked.
So I was like,
those are the sort of things that I clean up for a living, so I know what they are immediately.
Well,
when
it was perfect timing on that one. Good happenstance. So I like this. I think this was very, very good. I'm going to give it 8. 8.
Okay.
Yep. 8. Yep.
I liked the background score was really good. I liked the pacing of the movie. The pacing of the movie was really good. There wasn't a moment where I was just like kind of bored and wanting them to move on. I mean, just like every time that you thought that you were in a safe spot, like then he'd get a picture on his like windshield or he'd turn the mirror and then he'd see a drawing and just the creepiness. So one time, like when I was living in Texas, I was like in college and stuff, and one night I accidentally left one of my car doors open, and then in the next morning I went to my car and it was all disheveled, like there was things strewn about the place and my doors were wide open and all that. And it's so like the feeling that you get, it's almost like this violation of space, because when you sit in there and then just knowing that someone that you don't know who it is, some masked person or something like that was in your car, like sitting in your personal space and going through all your stuff, and then it's just this kind of creepy, eerie feeling to be in that spot and knowing that someone else was there and going through your things. I mean, it's a weird feeling. And so for him to find that drawing in the mirror and know that someone was there in his bathroom, like in doing that, maybe even while he was there. I mean, so that gave me shivers, just like bringing me back to like a similar experience, like to be like, like someone was in my space, and it's kind of a creepy feeling. So I liked all those things that they're doing, the background score, the that kind of creep factor and that sort of mystery. And I did like that they kept you going along, but I just wish that maybe the mystery part was a little bit tighter once it was all revealed, like they did in the first one. I did like that I was worried that they were going to leave the first one without any sort of context coming into the second one, but there was some callbacks and they knew that they were creating this universe. So I think that's really cool and very interested to continue the story into the third one. But what am I going to rate it? I think I'm going to give it a 7 because the acting was really good. He was so all of the characters were super believable. Like no one ever seemed like they were acting a part, which I think was really good. The writing was good. I like the dialogue, at least what was translated. I don't speak Telugu, but at least what was translated. I wish they would have translated some of the writing a bit more. Because on the letter, especially during their love story when they were meeting, like he gave her a note, and I think it was the song that was translated. It wasn't translating what he wrote. So in the comments, please let us know if you could. What did he write on that note, like towards the beginning? That like love note when they were having the meal, and it made her like blush and stuff, because like it had to be something like cute and endearing and stuff. So sometimes when the subtitles, they don't give all the translations, and it's really tough. But so I think 7, but definitely interested in the third one because I'm a huge Nani fan, and so I was waiting for it because I'm like, I mean, no one could keep it a secret. Before watching this, everyone's like, watch this, Nani's in, like, and so I knew that he was going to have some sort of appearance, and then this was just a perfect way of doing it. Well, let us know in the comments, what did you think, and did you solve it? Were you caught on the teeth thing? Because I mean, it was kind of like right there the entire time. I don't know. Oh, also, so glad that Max survived. That's great. And everyone had a nice ending, except for those that unfortunately perished. But those at the end, still wrapped it up nice and clean. But what would you guys rate it? What are your thoughts, opinions, all that sort of stuff? And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, sharing, a like button slap chayandi.